to have a dialogue, there are 4 practices that are needed or that are necessary. And in fact, they're necessary for any quality engagement with others, but particularly for a dialogue.
Okay. So these are essential. Listen carefully and hear what we believe are necessary for your dialogue to succeed. The first we call voice. Voice, finding your voice is speaking up, isn't it? In this context, your voice is explaining yourself, describing your own beliefs, understanding, experience. It's telling your own story and telling it in a way that is true to your own understanding and also will be meaningful to somebody else who may be listening.
Yeah, the second practice is listening. And that means being open to really understand what the other person is saying and also what they're meaning. It means that you're not dismissing what they're saying as they speak, that you're looking to, not looking to prepare your own response or retort, but you're actually helping them to be genuine because you're open to what they're saying.
If you've ever been talking to someone and they stop listening to you, you'll find it's quite hard to be as clear in what you're describing. So listening helps somebody find their voice. Listening, giving attention to what somebody's saying helps them to find their voice. You can only do that if you accept they have a different background. If you're saying, that's not true, I don't believe that, you're not listening. Listening involves respect. And the respect is to say, I may not understand yet what you mean, but I'm going to listen and try to understand. I respect the fact you have reason for feeling and thinking and believing the way you do, and let me try to understand it. That's the practice of respect.
And actually, for listening and respect, you need to have suspension. Now, the opposite of suspension is that I'm certain I'm right. And if I'm certain I'm right, it's very difficult to respect somebody else's perspective and listen to what they're saying. So with suspension, I'm able to change the way that I'm thinking. And that's important because if we're going from my fragmented storyline and fragmented identity into a common storyline and identity, I need to shift. So as I'm talking and thinking with other people, the way I see things starts to change as well.
So we have these 4 practices. If we're not true to finding our voice, well, we pretend, we don't explain ourselves well, we present ideas that we think the other people need to hear rather than being ourselves. If we don't listen, become distracted, we don't learn anything, and we also don't help other people who are trying to explain things to us. If we don't respect others, it's a form of violation. It's a form of my way is right and yours is wrong. So respect in the extreme, if it's absent, would lead to violence. And suspension, if it's not there, if I'm not willing to consider in what ways I'm right and wrong, if it's not there, I'm certain. Absolute certainty, fundamental religion of any kind is very difficult to shift. So how do we loosen up the certainty in other people and ourselves? By respect, by listening, by being genuine in how we describe a situation. These are the 4 practices you will need for dialogue. You might, I guess, might want to read a bit, find out.
Yep, you can read, you can learn, but the main thing is that you can practice and start now. You can start finding ways to express your own perspective, find your voice and listen to others in any situation. You don't need to have a dialogue. So our encouragement is start here and start now.
Start now. Notice you tell little white lies all the time. Try not doing that. Try being straightforward. It doesn't have to be hugely serious, but actually try being genuine. Listen a little more carefully in the next conversation, the next meeting. take seriously, there may be a good reason. They may not be getting it wrong. There may be a good reason for why they're thinking what they are. And notice how often you feel you're certain you're right. I might be wrong, but I doubt it. It's not the most helpful attitude. To get going, good luck,
yeah.
and we hope we'll meet you at some point in the future. All the best.
Thank you.